What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Pathfinder Prototypes. This episode, Samus Aran from Metroid. Samus was born on the Earth space colony KL-2 to Rodney and Virginia Aran. When she was 3 years old, her home was attacked by space pirates, and Ridley, the leader of the pirates, killed Samus's mother in front of her. Samus managed to survive the destruction of the colony and was found and adopted by the Chozo, a race of spacefaring birdfolk. The Chozo infused Samus with their own DNA, granting her superior strength, reflexes, and healing factor, as well as allowing her to integrate with a cybernetic power armor crafted by the Chozo with their superior technology. When she was 14, Samus left the Chozo to work as a bounty hunter in order to track down the space pirates and exact vengeance on their leader, Ridley. I'd like to start by saying that I learned a lot working on this build, specifically about the Summoner class. Yes, this is a Summoner build. There's a lot to go over since there are several things that have to be done in a specific way to make the build work. You'll see why very soon, so let's get this thing started. At level 1, we'll start by picking the human ancestry, of course, but this time we will pick up the Aphorite heritage to symbolize Samus being adopted by a scientifically advanced race. We'll take the bounty hunter background, which is perfect, as well as the summoner class. Our starting ability scores will be 10 strength, 14 dexterity, 12 constitution, 10 intelligence, 14 wisdom, and 18 charisma. Our constitution score is a bit lower than I would like, but the other ability scores are very important for various reasons. Acrobatics and athletics are necessary skill proficiencies for this build since our Eidolon shares the summoner's skill proficiencies, and I also pick up diplomacy for some out-of-combat interaction. Finally, we'll choose the scout construct as our Eidolon partner. For our ancestry feat, we'll take natural ambition in order to pick up the meld into Eidolon class feat, allowing us to merge with our Eidolon when we manifest it, rather than having it appear as a separate entity. This introduces several unique interactions to the build, which I will endeavor to explain as they become relevant. The first and most important is that while you are melded, you can take no actions as the summoner except to unmanifest your Eidolon. The advantage being that you now use the Eidolon stat block instead of your own, and you are now only a single targetable entity on the battlefield. The majority of this build will focus around being Zero Suit Samus while out of combat and manifesting your armor when it's time for battle. For the final decision at level 1, we will choose the Energy Heart Evolution feat, granting our Eidolon resistance to fire damage equal to half our level, as well as causing one of its unarmed strikes to deal fire damage as well. At second level, we will take the Ranged Combatant Evolution feat to grant our Eidolon a ranged strike that deals the same damage type as our Energy Heart ability. We will additionally take the Catfall skill feat to help negate some fall damage. Make sure to pick up some hand wraps and mighty blows around this level since they will also grant the rune properties to your Eidolon. At level 3, we will boost our crafting skill to Expert to better allow us to support our party out of combat by being able to repair and craft items. We will also pick up the Toughness General feat, granting us a little extra HP since our starting constitution is a little low, as well as making recovery checks easier. At this level, both our and our Eidolon's perception skill increases to Expert, and all of our spells become signature spells. Since we will be melded with our Eidolon most of the time in combat, try to pick up mostly utility spells, but definitely grab some damage spells just in case. At 4th level, we'll take the Skilled Partner class feat, granting our Eidolon a 1st level and a 2nd level or lower skill feat, plus a 7th level or lower skill feat at level 7. Since we'll be melded most of the time in combat, giving our Eidolon Catfall and Quick Jump right out the gate will help a lot in damage mitigation and action economy. Plus, we get to pick up the Kip Up skill feat at level 7, giving our Eidolon one of the best skill feats in the game for defense and action economy. Additionally, we'll pick up the Magical Crafting skill feat for our Summoner. For our first set of ability boosts, we'll boost our Dexterity, Constitution, Intelligence, and Wisdom. Additionally, our Eidolon will boost Strength, Dexterity, Constitution, and Wisdom. This grants us more AC as well as better saving throws while we're melded. We will boost our Acrobatics skill here as well, giving us more fall damage mitigation as well as preparing to pick up the Kip Up skill feat. I also pick up the Medicine skill from our Intelligence boost for more out-of-combat support, and will choose the Intercorporate Ancestry feat. This allows us to immediately attempt to end a poison, disease, or source of persistent damage, though only when we are not melded. Our Eidolon already has its own bonuses to those things since it's a construct. Additionally, our Eidolon's unarmed strike proficiency increases to Expert at this level. At level 6, we pick up the Eidolon's Wrath class feat, which grants our Eidolon a focus spell that allows it to deal damage to all creatures in a 20-foot burst of a type matching its Energy Heart ability. This is extremely useful when surrounded. Additionally, we'll pick up the Specialty Crafting skill feat, I chose blacksmithing as our specialty, but feel free to pick something else that you like. At 7th level, we will boost our acrobatic skill to Master, allowing our Eidolon to pick up the Kip Up skill feat at this level. Our Eidolon also gains the Reconfigured Evolution ability at this level, allowing it to pick up an additional evolution feat of 6th level or below. We'll pick up the Dual Energy Heart feat, granting us cold damage as an additional resistance and damage type for our unarmed strikes. We'll also pick up the Fleet General feat for more movement speed, though this does not apply to our Eidolon. Finally, our Eidolon gains the Weapon Specialization feature. At level 8, we will pick up the Shrink Down Evolution feat, granting us the Morph Ball form. For a single action, we can reduce the size of our Eidolon to small or back to medium. Additionally, we'll pick up the Kip Up skill feat for our Summoner. At 9th level, we will boost our crafting skill to Master and pick up the Analyze Information Ancestry feat, allowing us to cast a 3rd level Hypercognition spell once per day. Our spellcasting proficiency increases to Expert, and our reflex saves increase to Expert as well. For our second set of ability boosts, we'll choose Dexterity, Constitution, Intelligence, and Wisdom for our Summoner, and Strength, Dexterity, Constitution, and Wisdom for our Eidolon. Intelligence allows us to pick up another trained proficiency. We'll take the Magical Understudy class feat, granting our Eidolon the ability to cast cantrips. I chose Frostbolt and Electric Art to represent the Frost Beam and the Wave Beam respectively. The best part of this is that our Eidolon uses our Summoner's spellcasting modifiers instead of its own for these spells, meaning that we don't have to invest in Charisma with our Eidolon. For our skill feat, we'll choose Impeccable Crafter, causing all of our successful crafting checks to craft an item of our chosen specialty to be critical successes instead. At level 11, we'll boost our Medicine skill to Expert and pick up the Incredible Initiative General feat for a +2 on initiative rolls. This works for us since the Eidolon moves on the Summoner's initiative. Additionally, our Eidolon's Unarmored proficiency and our Summoner's weapon proficiencies increase to Expert, while both of our Fortitude saves increase to Master. At 12th level, we'll pick up the Link Focus class feat, allowing us to recharge 2 focus points at a time instead of 1. This means we can more freely use Eidolon's Wrath. Additionally, we'll pick up the Inoculation skill feat to help our allies resist disease more easily. This feat can be substituted with almost any feat you like. At level 13, we'll boost our Medicine skill to Master and pick up the Bounce Back Ancestry feat, which allows us to just say no to the wounded condition once per day. Additionally, our Summoner gains the Expert proficiency in Unarmed Defense, as well as the Weapon Specialization feature. Meanwhile, our Eidolon's Unarmed Strike proficiency increases to Master. At 14th level, we'll take the Spell Repelling Form Evolution feat, granting our Eidolon a +1 to all saving throws against magic. We will also take Advanced First Aid, allowing our Summoner to cure additional status ailments when taking the Administer First Aid activity. This will be somewhat niche, but you will likely find some use in this feat. For our third set of ability boosts, we'll boost our Summoner's Constitution, Intelligence, Wisdom, and Charisma, while boosting our Eidolon's Strength, Dexterity, Constitution, and Wisdom yet again. We pick up an additional trained skill from Intelligence, and we'll boost our crafting skill to Legendary. We'll also pick up the Die Hard General feat, which causes us to die on dying 5 rather than dying 4. Additionally, our Eidolon gains greater weapon specialization, and we both increase our will saves to Master. At level 16, we'll pick up the Ever Vigilant Senses Evolution feat, which grants our Eidolon several bonuses to Perception, including the ability to ignore flanking by creatures our level or below, as well as being able to see invisible creatures and objects. This feat is seriously powerful. For our skill feat, we'll pick up Craft Anything, removing a lot of the materials required for crafting certain magical items. At 17th level, we'll boost Athletics to Expert, and we'll pick up the Channel the Godmind Ancestry feat, allowing us to gain the Precise Motion Sense out to 60 feet, the ability to see invisible creatures and objects, and the effects of a 9th level True Seeing spell for 1 minute once per day. Additionally, our Eidolon gains its Transcendence ability, granting us an additional evolution feat which we will use to pick up the Resilient Shell feat for some resistance against physical damage. Transcendence also grants us a +2 to one of our Eidolon's ability scores, which will apply to Dexterity, allowing us to take our Eidolon's Dexterity score to 24 at level 20. The only way our Eidolon could be more accurate is if we could somehow gain the legendary proficiency in unarmed strikes. Finally, our Summoner's spellcasting ability increases to Master. At level 18, we'll pick up the Magical Adept class feat to grant our Eidolon more spell slots, as well as the Ward Medic skill feat, allowing our Summoner to treat wounds on multiple people at once. Probably the easiest level yet. At 19th level, we'll boost our medicine proficiency to legendary, and pick up the Prescient Planner general feat, allowing us to always have that one item we need when we need it. Additionally, our Eidolon's unarmored defense proficiency increases to master, and we gain the ability to manifest our Eidolon as a single action rather than a 3-action activity. For our final set of ability boosts, we'll boost our Summoner's Strength, Intelligence, Wisdom, and Charisma, as well as our Eidolon's Strength, Dexterity, Intelligence, and Wisdom. Our Intelligence grants us another Trained skill, and we'll pick up the Magical Master class feat, granting our Eidolon even more spell slots. Finally, we'll take the Legendary Medic skill feat to allow us to treat wounds to remove several nasty status afflictions. And that's it. This is my take on how to play Samus Aran in PF2e. I gave a lot of thought to an Inventor or Gunslinger build, but neither of them just felt right. I feel like Summoner might have been an odd choice for a build like this, but the sheer amount of customization the class offers gave me everything I needed to nail the character fantasy. In my research to make this build, I learned a lot about the Summoner and some of its unique interactions, and I hope that you come away from this video having learned something about this extremely complex but rewarding class. Now, this wouldn't be a variant rules video without some dual class or free archetype recommendations. Unfortunately, our dual class options are extremely limited due to this build using the Meld into Eidolon class feat, but I would recommend Alchemist, Inventor, or Investigator for more out-of-combat support. My free archetype recommendations would essentially be the same as well. If you made it this far in the video, please consider dropping us a like and subscribing to our channel so you don't miss any of our future build ideas, PvP games, or podcasts. We also have a live play series that airs every Saturday night, so drop by and say hi. Thanks for watching.